Welcome to episode 8 of True Untold Nightmares. I'm your host, Chris Moss, and today I got 3 ghost stories for you, and I'm going to be talking about 4 of the haunted hotels in San Antonio. Now, I have 3 things planned for the month of October, but I'm not going to make those announcements here on the podcast. If you would like to know what's going to go down in October, which I'm going to post pretty soon, please join the Facebook group. The link is down in the description of the video below. I will not be making announcements here on the podcast only because I want to encourage people to join the Facebook group, and I want to get my Facebook community numbers up. And I also want the Facebook group community to feel exclusive and special. You know, I want it to feel like you're getting something out of joining the Facebook group. So any future announcements that will be made will always be made only in the Facebook group. Any merch that I end up creating in the future will be posted on the Facebook group way before, non-Facebook group members see it. So like a month in advance, people in the Facebook group will see merch designs and, find out when those things will go on sale a month in advance of non-Facebook group members finding out. So, I just wanted to feel special for people joining the Facebook group and, a way to show my appreciation. And also, please don't hesitate to send in your stories, or if you know people who have experienced or seen something, please encourage them to reach out to me, send me their stories, or they can come on and tell it themselves if they would like to, and they don't have to use their real name. I take stories and privacy very seriously. This is a judgment-free zone, and it's a safe place, a place to get, your experience off your shoulders, because holding it in and keeping it hidden is not helping you. People are losing sleep over the shit they have dealt with and have seen, and they literally have nobody to turn to. They can't go to friends. They can't go to family. They can't go to their pastor. They can't go to their therapist because, 1, the fear of being ridiculed, and 2, they're afraid that friends and family and society will send the white coats after them. The therapist will just drug them up. And there's a third option, which is men in black, but that's a whole nother topic. Don't be afraid to share your stories with me. Get that weight off your shoulders and off your spirit. Oh, and there are no experts in this paranormal field. I don't care what anybody says. Everybody has their theories. Everybody has their opinions, but nobody 100% knows an answer. So we're all here to share our stories, learn, and discuss with each other. All right, that's enough of the announcements and the Facebook groups and what's it's. If you'll listen to episode 7, which I hope you have, Ghost Messages, True Ghost Stories, I have a coworker / friend whose brother passed away December of last year. Now, she told me some encounters that have happened. Go back. If you haven't listened to episode 7, go ahead and do that. After you listen to this episode, go back and listen to episode 7. But she has told me another story of another encounter, but this time his daughter had an encounter. And, she believes, and I also believe, that he was sending a message to his daughter. Now, last year for his daughter's birthday, he took her to Disneyland and got her, one of those red Mickey balloons. Now, fast forward to this year, on the eve of her birthday, the daughter wakes up screaming and runs out of her room. The daughter is young. She's like preteen age. But the reason the daughter woke up screaming and ran out of the room is because apparently a red balloon literally came out of nowhere and started tapping on the window, or rather, lightly bumping on the window, mimicking like a tapping sound. And that freaked her out. Now, she lives with her brother and her mom. And so, they go outside to go check to see what this red balloon incident thing going on is. And when they go outside, the balloon starts to float straight up into the sky, but it got caught high up into the tree nearby. Now, during this incident, everyone was asleep, including the brother. So there was no pranks going on. And this occurred like late at night. She said anywhere between midnight and 3 a.m. because it was on the eve of her birthday. Like as soon as it became her birthday day, that's when this took place. So anywhere between midnight and 3 a.m. this happened. So that also rules out any little kid walking the streets and they just let their balloon go. So no prank, no lost balloon. And honestly, to the best of my knowledge, balloons don't even move like that. Because if balloons are filled with helium and you let them go, typically they go straight up into the air. It floats away. The balloon's gone now. But if it's filled with air, as if you blew it up with your own breath, the balloon pretty much stays low. Like it might float if there's wind, but balloons don't hover or float at a window and tap against it or bump against it and then go straight up, try to go straight up into the air. You know what I mean? Like I've never heard of a balloon doing that. I've never seen a balloon do that. I don't know, maybe you guys have, but I honestly don't think balloons move like that. So I believe that her dad did come to visit her for her birthday. And as you know, he did the previous year, he got her a red balloon. I do believe this red balloon was a message. You know, that's my belief. And there is no second floor, so she stays on the first floor. But that's weird. And it wasn't snagged on a bush. Like the balloon didn't float from somewhere and then snag on a bush that was next to her bedroom window. And then, you know, the wind made it tap. It's like, no, there was nothing there for it to get snagged on. It's like it just appeared and then it started bumping against her window as if it was trying to get her attention. And that freaked her out because nowadays, let's be honest, a red balloon at your window, the first thing that's going to pop into your mind, as it probably has as you've been listening to this story, is the movie It. So any kid who knows about it, seen it, that's going to freak them the hell out. They're not going to think, oh, you know, my dad passed and he got me a red balloon last year. They're thinking It. So, you know, rightfully so, she was freaked the hell out. But let me know down in the comments below what you think this was. Do you think there's an explanation for it? Do you believe, like me, her dad was, you know, visiting his little girl for her birthday one last time? Let me know. But be respectful, obviously. Now, these next two ghost stories come from my very own girlfriend. The first story, what happened when she was little. She said that her grandma and her aunt were on their way home. It was night and they took a back road. She was asleep in the back of the car and all of a sudden her aunt like wakes her up like, hey, wake up, you know, you need to see this. And she said when she sat up, they saw teenagers walking in the middle of the road. But the problem with these teenagers, besides being in the middle of the road at night, is that they came out of nowhere. It's as if they came straight out of the darkness itself. But also they were dressed like Grease characters, as if they came straight out of the 50s. Now the aunt begins to slow down the car and she said the teens walked around the car. And then, you know, once the teens fully passed them, the aunt pulls over and she makes a U-turn to go back because it's like, okay, well, maybe these teens need help. Maybe they're leaving like a themed party or something. But when she drives back, they're completely gone. It's as if they were never there at all. But her aunt believes that back in the 50s, there was probably like a bus crash or a bus accident nearby or something like that. And their souls are not at rest. Now for the second story, she said that she was still a little girl and that they were traveling the back roads. Again, she didn't say where they were going or who she was with, but they were traveling the back roads and she just remembers looking out the window and seeing a man with reflective eyes in the middle of an open field. Now, you know, when she was telling me this story, in my mind, I was thinking it was possibly one of four things, maybe five. One of five things: a dogman, a Bigfoot, a skinwalker, a homeless person with glasses, or a ghost, a shadow person, an entity, you know, a shadow entity. I honestly don't know what to make of that story, but I would say, if I had to guess, I would say it's anywhere between, it's either a skinwalker, a homeless person, maybe with glasses, or an entity. I would say it's one of those three, or a homeless person with some type of reflective something. That's a possibility, but is very creepy, very freaky. Let me know down in the comments what you think that was. And let me know what you think about the 50s, the teenagers from the 50s, walking down the middle of a street. What do you think their backstory was? Also, I don't know if Bigfoot has reflective eyes or not. She just said man in the middle of a field, so I'm thinking, Bigfoot is humanoid in shape. She didn't mention anything about like dog ears or anything like that, but I know Dogman are humanoid in shape. Definitely skinwalkers, and so that's why I put Bigfoot and Dogman on the list, because from a distance, you could mistake a Dogman for a person or Bigfoot for a really big person. So let me know what your theories and opinions are down in the comments below. I think I mentioned this in episode 1, maybe episode 2, I don't remember, but for all newcomers, I'm from Dallas, Texas. I currently reside in California, but I also have family in Louisiana and San Antonio. Now, I'm going to go visit family in San Antonio again for this Thanksgiving, so I figured why not talk about some haunted hotels in downtown San Antonio, because that's where me and my girlfriend are going to be staying, in downtown San Antonio. And downtown San Antonio is basically built on top of a battlefield where people have died and where the land has been soaked in blood because of the Battle of the Alamo. Now, the first hotel I'm going to talk about is the Menger Hotel, Menger. And apparently it's one of the most haunted hotels in San Antonio. The hotel was built in 1859 by William Menger and John Fries, who was an architect. And a couple of famous people that you may know have stayed at this hotel, like Theodore Roosevelt, Robert Lee, Mae West, Ulysses S. Grant, and Babe Ruth. And there are over 32 different documented ghosts at this hotel. One of the ghosts is Sally White, who was a former maid at the hotel, and she was killed by her husband, and she apparently still roams the halls of the hallway. People have seen her wearing her, traditional uniform, which is like a bandana around her forehead and a long gray skirt. And she's also seen carrying a stack of towels. Another ghost is Captain Richard King, who favors the King Suite area of the hotel. Apparently he's been seen passing through the wall into the suite. Now, before the hotel was renovated, apparently the wall that he's been seen passing through, there used to be a door there, but then after renovations, they removed the door and basically put a wall. Now, the third ghost of the hotel is a woman who appears in a retro blue dress, beret, and small, metal framed glasses. And she's normally doing something like knitting in the lobby. Now, apparently there's a story that goes when a employee of the hotel approached this woman who saw her knitting in the lobby. He asked her if she needed anything, and the woman gave a rather sharp no before vanishing into thin air right in front of his very eyes. Now, I don't know if this employee quit, but I sure would have. That would have been my last day, my last hour, my last second. I would have just walked out the front door and never came back. Now, the last ghost that I'm going to talk about, because I'm not going to go over all 32 ghosts, is the ghost of a man wearing gray pants and like a buckskin jacket that shows up in rooms. Apparently, when he shows up, he's in an argument with an invisible person. But before he disappears, before whoever sees him, he asks either the invisible person or the person that sees him if they're going to stay or leave. My ass would have left. I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, it's bad enough to see a ghost, but to basically see a ghost that's arguing with somebody that's not there, like, you get the irony of that situation. It's like, wait a minute. You see a ghost, but then the ghost sees somebody that you can't see? Oh, The next hotel I want to talk about is the St. Anthony Hotel. Now, the St. Anthony Hotel was built in 1909, and it's a very beautiful hotel from the pictures online, and it has great reviews. It's a 4-star hotel, but what these reviews are leaving out is how haunted this hotel can be. As a matter of fact, there's a story of a mother and a daughter sharing a room in a hotel, and the mother was awake in the middle of the night and noticed her daughter get up, use the restroom, and return to bed without making a sound. Now, the mother was confused because as the beds were squeaky. So she asked her daughter in the morning, how are you able to get in and out of bed without making a sound, be so silent? And the daughter stated she never got up from bed. Apparently, the mother had seen a full body apparition, a doppelganger, if you will. Now, a handful of guests in this hotel have reported the sound of scratching within the walls and having no explanation for the noise. Now, this third hotel is called Holiday Inn Express, but it was originally built as a jail in 1879. It was known as the Bexar County Jail, Bexar County Jail, and the execution chamber was on the top floor. Now, guests have reported seeing dark, menacing figures roaming around on the third floor, with some guests also seeing these dark figures hanging in midair, along with people feeling imprints on the bed as if someone or something is lying next to them. And there's been reports of unexplainable cold spots and lights flickering on and off in the hallways, which, lights flickering could be problems with the electrical system, but that's just me trying to make it less creepy because I'm getting creeped out just reporting this stuff, sharing this stuff with you guys. And to make matters worse, there's poltergeist activity with people reporting items being violently ripped from their hands and thrown across the room. Now, you're able to currently book a room in the hotels I just discussed, including this next one. But would I recommend it? Hell no, but to each his own. Now, this last hotel I'm going to talk about is called Bullis House Inn. The house took 3 years to build, but it was completed in 1909, and it was built for General John Bullis and his family. But the rumor is that a prison used to be on the property that the Bullis house was built on. The Bullis House Inn is among the most haunted houses in San Antonio, and I feel like the house being built where a jail used to be has something to do with it. There have been reports that there's a very unsettling feeling on the top floor, and it feels as though someone or something is watching you. And there's a story of one guest that was sharing a room with a woman, but during the middle of the night, she heard the mechanical laughter or an evil laughter of a man in the room, but there's two women in the room, her and another woman. She was so upset by the laughter and the unpleasant feeling that she got from this laughter that she refused to close the bathroom door because she was afraid that if she would have went to the bathroom and closed the door, something would have happened to her. And apparently there have been reports of a former American Indian chief ghost roaming the second floor of the house. And guests have also reported getting odd and really uncomfortable feelings in the bathroom. So let me know what you guys think of the hotels that I covered down in the comments below. Would you book a room to any of these hotels? And trust me, the list is longer. I didn't cover every hotel. I just decided to cover 4 of the many on the list. And some of the hotels that's on the list are permanently closed. I think 2 or 3 of them are permanently closed. But hey, would you guys book a room in there? Go ahead and let me know. And I actually need to double check and see what hotel my girlfriend has booked. Luckily, she picked the pay, book now, pay later feature. But I need to double check and look up this hotel that she picked because your boy is not about to go through that. I don't want to deal. I don't want to see nothing. I don't want to deal with nothing while I'm on vacation. So thank you guys for taking the time out to listen. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for liking the videos. It truly means a lot. And I honestly can't wait to see what becomes of this community. I can't wait for more people to join, and then I get to do more stuff, more interactive stuff with you guys, because trust me, I got a lot planned for this channel and I want to get you guys involved. So onward and upward. Can't wait for the future of this channel, and it's only happening and it's only possible because of you guys in the audience. So thank you so much, and I will catch you guys. Oh, don't forget, don't be afraid, don't hesitate to share your stories. Join that Facebook group. I'm gonna keep pushing that. Join the Facebook group. But thank you guys so much, and I'll catch you in the next episode.